I need the city to protect me because the federal government won't. And if you think you're afraid of Trump, you should see how afraid of Trump I am.
Can you wrap up, please?
Yes, I can. If you say that you're afraid of Trump and that's why you don't want the city to be a safe space for trans people, you better prepare for trans people to make this a very unsafe space.
I'm shaking right now. I don't want to be here.
Up,
I'm sorry, am I taking too long pleading for my life?
You remembered how many children I have and that 2 of them are trans.
I speak as both the B and the T in the LGBT.
I'm multiply disabled. I have Ehlers-Danlos syndrome, which is a connective tissue disorder that causes me immense physical pain. I'm on the autism spectrum, and I have narcolepsy, and I couldn't drive myself here, so I had to hide from my driver that I was in drag, which is not an easy thing to do in drag.
I do not want to be here. It's my day off. I do not want to be in your DMs. I do not want to be in your email inboxes. I do not want my creativity writing diss tracks like Kendrick. I don't want to spend an hour applying glitter on my face so that you will hear and see me. I want you to listen to me.
Let us remember that the Nazis burned the books that the Nazis burned books on gender sciences first.
Shalom. First thing and foremost, I'm going to give all praises and glory and honor that's due to Yahweh, Bahashim, Yahweh Shai, Bahashim Rakakadash. I'd like to give double honors to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone and rule well. Peace and blessings and salutation to the hopeful elect. Noise in this gospel abroad, lifting up the standard of Yahweh, Bahashim, Yahweh Shai, wherever they may be. This is another lesson through the Spirit. I came across this video yesterday. It says Worcester, Massachusetts voted to become sanctuary city for TG and gender diverse people. As you got these people here that you see, these demons, these weirdos that's crying out and screaming and kicking and foaming at the mouth because they feel that their rights to be weird people has been taken away, when in fact nobody's taking away your rights to be weird, because you're gonna do it any goddamn way. But see, since Trump has cut a lot of federal spending and downsizing the government and setting up the Department of Efficiency, which is spearheaded by this unelected official by the name of Elon Musk, these people have totally lost their mind. And this is why all these people that you see in this video here were voting and screaming for Kamala and Biden and Obama and Hillary and Michelle Obama and all those degenerates of who you call politicians and world leaders, because they understand it. Obama was like one of the first presidents that allowed this whole liberal woke shit to become what it is, which has completely got out of hand. I mean, everywhere you go, you run into these people and they're completely weird. They're out of their minds. They don't have any type of respect for anybody. They think the world's supposed to revolve around their religion, so to speak, and that everybody have to maneuver their life to accept them. And then they be the first one that cry discrimination, when in fact, they discriminate against people every single day, man. You know, but when you call these people out, it was a point in time that if you call these people out, you could be arrested and found yourself penalized or facing jail time for what they would consider a hate crime. Okay, but you go Trump, old Trump. All right, which Trump, you know, he's set up by the establishment as well. But I always said Trump was an agent of chaos, because now that Trump has took over office, he has face value have seemed to be doing a good work when it comes to cutting down on the spending of these particular programs and funding these people in transgender research, which I believe the U.S. government have spent over $20 billion in taxpayers' funding on sending condoms overseas, billions of dollars to Ukraine, billions of dollars to Israel, $241 million of taxpayers' money spending on research of transgender research on animals to see what medication will work on animals, so therefore they can roll out their trial runs on humans, which humans and animals have different physiologies and DNA, bro. It's two different things. So just because something work on a monkey doesn't mean it's going to work on a mere human being. But they've spent billions of dollars of taxpayers' money. Now this guy Fauci is under investigation, possibly getting ready to be put in jail, which I don't really believe it, because, you know, a lot of these elites have immunity from the damages that they've done to people by shooting a three-pointer. But nonetheless, these are all talking points on the mainstream media. And these people are growling and they want to really rip Trump's head off, man. Because they feel like Trump has lied. He has deceived the people. He has totally switched up the paradigm of his mission statement while being in office for 3 weeks. So people are totally on the edge of losing it. And we've said it, man. And I know me personally, I've said it. I said, when this man get in office, he's going to show his horns. Okay, he's going to show you what he really is about. And he's going to show you through the spirit that he's nothing more but another talking cheap head. He's a cheap suit. Okay, he's a talking head. He's doing what the elites are having him to do. And for first thing, foremost, why they got you people divided on a local level about talking points that shouldn't even matter, about what's a man, what's a woman. Like, you learn that shit before you go to school, right? As children. But yet he got you people divided on a local level in society, that you're literally fighting over rights and talking points that shouldn't even be a factor in the first goddamn place, man. Okay, ain't nowhere in hell that these people should be allowed to be among normal people. Okay, like if you go into that show Batman, or that series Batman, they have a place called Arkham Asylum, which is basically for the mentally insane, criminally insane. And these people have known to be batshit crazy, man. Okay, they'll throw themselves in front of fucking moving trains, jump off 10-story buildings, overdose, fight, kick, scream, and bite. You know what I'm saying? Twerk. You know what I'm saying? Fucking backwash on water bottles, all types of shit these people do, man. And yet they're screaming for equality when you've got more rights and you've been funded more than any so-called minority party out there, man. So basically what you're seeing is a bunch of these weirdos complaining before the council in Worcester, Massachusetts, man, which they want a sanctuary city. You've been liberated. So what more do you want, man? But this shows you the mindset of the average person in America, man. Okay, they're totally out of tune with reality, and the elevator don't go up to the second floor, man. Okay, so I'm gonna play a little bit more of this video, and now we're gonna get a couple of precepts. This wasn't gonna be a long lesson, but you see why Yahweh Shai has to destroy this place. Okay, and I always said it's gonna come a time that when all hell break loose, people are gonna lose it, man. All right, because like I mentioned, people are divided on a whole nother level now. And, you know, like we was mentioning before Trump's inauguration, that Trump, that people was depending on him to make America great again. And this was pretty much you Proud Boys, which that shit is pretty much over with. That you Proud Boys and you MAGAs out there and you so-called patriots, this was your last chance to make something of a so-called humane society under Trump. And it's totally going left, man. Because now he's deporting everybody, basically talking about taking over or the Gaza Strip, how we need to, which you have what they call the Greater Israel Project, when they want to open up particular pathways to continue in commerce. But also Trump is talking about, well, yeah, we're going to take over and we're going to, you know, make jobs in the Middle East and this and this and that. He said, woke is over, you know, that little flamboyant shit he do, which I think Trump is a mo any goddamn way. All of them are. But regardless of that, he's changed the Gulf of Mexico to the Gulf of America. Now, allegedly, if you look on the maps, the updated maps, allegedly, then it says Gulf of America. You know, he's talking about military action. It's a lot going on, man. All right. So anyway, let me play a little bit more of this, and we'll get a couple of precepts, and Lord's will, this be that. So here we go.
Now the administration has villainized and marginalized migrant workers, trans, LGBT people, and even special needs, denying life-saving and affirming care.
Can you look at me and tell me how many of my friends need to die before you do anything?
Please wrap up.
Look at me!
Okay, we're all done here.
Fucking pathetic!
We're all done. Come on.
Of course, we need to continue.
And see, the thing of it is, these people can cry, they can shout, they can spit at you, you know, and they get a total pass. But when you're speaking semblance of truth, then all of a sudden you're labeled a bigot. You know what I'm saying? You're crazy. You're a conspiracy theorist. You're making things up. People want to gnaw on you with their teeth. You know, like the Lord said, he that departed from evil maketh himself a prey. So ultimately, when you're breaking down truth to these demons, you know, whether it be coworkers or family members or just people in the world, ultimately they're they're pretty offended at you because they're not ready to unplug from the Matrix. Like if you watch the first movie, The Matrix, which in my opinion, I feel like the first movie was the best one. When basically Neo was talking to Morpheus when he took him through the training simulation, when he was walking in the city, he said, what about these people? He said, well, these are the minds of the very people that we're trying to save. But he said that they're not ready to be unplugged. And the ones that's not ready to be unplugged will fight for the very same system that's enslaving them. Okay, so ultimately, when you're breaking down these talking points, going into the historical facts about history and about how these Marxist ideologies have come to surface, basically, people ain't ready to hear that, man, because they bought into the philosophy. They bought into the lie. Okay, they bought into the narrative here, man. Okay, just like an iron. You have the surface of an iron, but an iron has many layers. Okay, until you get to that bottom layer where it's most bitter, really the middle, then it's multiple layers to this thing, man. So it's bigger than LGBTQRS, is bigger than so-called Black Lives Matter and, you know, these particular minority political movements that they have, like the LGBT, the NAMBLA, all that other stuff, the woke movement, Me Too, feminism, which was a form of Marxism, communism, okay, which was led by the CIA. What's her name? Gloria Steinem, which is a small hat, which basically admitted in a roundabout way that the CIA used her as a psyop. And that's the spirit that the brothers went into it last night, because I actually had that video. I actually was going to go into a lesson on that when I actually had sit down time to actually sit down and get shit planned out. Because, you know, Jake is kind of fast paced with working and on the fly and, you know, trying to pump out these shows for the hopeful elect. But actually I had it pulled up. Maybe I've had this on my phone going on 3 weeks now. You know what I'm saying? About feminism and Gloria Steinem, and also I had it pulled up on this other queue as well. So it's been up here for a couple of weeks. Feminist was a spy, such and such. And when you go into Karl Marx and so forth, and you go into the whole philosophy of the women's liberation movement, all these movements are pretty much part of feminism, man, because there's layers to it. First wave, second wave, third, fourth, fifth wave, you know, and here comes these particular programs that give people their so-called opinion and a voice, which is really set up to cause division and chaos, man. Okay, because you have to work around these people and you have to watch what you say around these people. Okay, they get the voice, they get all the accolades, they get the kudos. You know, everybody loves them, and it's like these people. And it makes you question the people that actually support this. Like, what's wrong with your way of thinking? Because these people are completely out their mind and they're filled with demons. You see? So men like us don't have a place in this world, brothers. We don't have a place in this society. And that's just what it is, because the Lord said that if you love the world will love his own, roughly paraphrasing. But we are not of the world, so therefore the world hated you. Because we're not of the world, nor do we approve of the things in this world. But we testify that the works thereof are evil. Okay?
Continue celebrating Black History Month because in spite of what's coming down from Washington, we all know that we all exist and we all need to be recognized for our existence.
But be aware.
See, all this all inclusiveness shit, man. You know, you've been recognized. You've been given a platform, okay? You've been given the rights that you wanted, and you still want more. Okay, you was able to fondle babies. Okay, you was able to dress up as fucking Cookie Monsters and Big Birds and wave furry penises in front of toddlers and shit. You know what I'm saying? The parents are jumping for joy and happy that their kids have a vote to diversity and all this other wickedness. Okay, you totally affected the world with your filth for the last goddamn going on really 20 plus years, but going back the last, when did this monkey get out of office? 2016, Obama's last term. Roughly 9 years. You know, it's really been pushed heavy on the people, this whole woke movement. I mean, it's been getting totally out of hand, and under the Biden administration, it's totally just vamped up, because you had women literally talking about poisoning their men because they didn't vote for Kamala, which I mentioned before. They've spent billions of dollars on allowing these people to go to the military to get sex changes, the medicines and the research and all this other shit, man. And yet we had to pay for it. When you notice your paychecks is fluctuating, Your check should be the same every week, every month, or however often you get paid. Unless you work more hours, you should be taking home the same exact pay. Okay, not a cent more, not a cent less. And ideally, checks fluctuate from a couple of cents to sometimes a couple of dollars to sometimes a couple of $100. And you look at the statements, you're like, what the fuck? Like, the numbers are adding up, but they're taking money from people, man. All right. So let's go here. The book of 2 Timothy 3, and I'm going to start at 1. It says, know this also, that in the last days, perilous times shall come. Now, when you go into the word perilous, perilous goes into evil. Okay, perilous, uncertain times. And I mean, people are literally on edge, man. YNs crashing out, you know what I'm saying, on Facebook. Motherfuckers got switches and Glocks. You know what I'm saying? Niggas putting drums on fucking 22s. I remember a couple years ago, I saw one Jake in Chicago. This dude had a goddamn RPG, a damn rocket launcher, man. And he was aiming at me. I'm like, how the hell do you get a damn rocket launcher, man? You know, like these niggas spawn right out of GTA 5 online. They just spawn out of nowhere, man. I'm talking about 9-year-old, 10-year-olds, YNs out there. Okay, Keisha crashing out like crazy, getting unalive. You got Esau kicking down doors because, you know, the Edomite mother shut off the internet, so he couldn't play Call of Duty Black Ops. Niggas crashing out here. And you got, first and foremost, these people, man, because believe it or not, these people come in droves. And just listen to some of the talking points they mentioned.
That you are a guest in my house when you come. And when you come, know that there are strong queer and trans people in my classroom who will collect you with the quickness.
My name.
See, and that's what I'm saying. The previous administration, starting with Obama, was the reason why a lot of, I mean, this has been going on because, I mean, in the 90s, you had the likings of RuPaul, and also they were conditioning you with the likings of Jamie Foxx, Martin Lawrence, I think Will Smith put on a dress. All these black actors, man, Brandon T. Jackson, Shanae, which is Martin, you know, in Living Color, Tommy Davis, and all these jakes they've used to program you for these Marxist ideologies, man. Like, it was a slight interview that I listened to about Martin Lawrence, and he basically stated that anybody that feels some type of way about putting on a dress is because he's not in touch with this masculine side. In fact, I beg to differ, bro. I feel like the fact that you put on a dress means that you're not in touch with your masculine side. But see, you see that deflecting tactic that he used to try to hide his narratives because he was used for a purpose to push this wickedness on people. But yet, when people see this guy, Martin Lawrence, he's like a goddamn god. He's a star because I admit it, he's funny. And Martin, he's more silly and goofy than funny. Like, I mean, he's funny, but he's a clown, man. And I really lost all respect for him after that. You know what I'm saying? Just like, I mean, I enjoy his show, you know, watching his movies, but I can't sit back and just watch stupidity all day. Because that's all a nigga want to do is be goddamn entertained. Okay? Like a woman, the only thing she wants you to do is sit up here and make her laugh all day. It's like you got to have a goddamn, it's like you got to be on Def Comedy Jam in order for these women to even want to even try to deal with you. And then it's stupid. You got to be the funniest one in the room. You got to be the biggest clown. You know, just to ease the tension between her, so she can look at you like you some type of badge of dignity when you ain't nothing but a damn clown. Which ain't nothing wrong with being funny, but at the same time, people set the premise and the standard of sociality on those particular attributes, man. Okay, like stern and austere men are totally looked down in this society. Oh, you too stern, you too reserved. You too out of touch. You ain't why you don't smile? Why you don't want to come talk to us? You know? It's just like, damn, leave me the fuck alone, for real. You know?
In drag is Dee Dee Delight. And my name out of drag is Dewey Cosgrove Atienza.
Laddie LaRouge, he, they, in drag, District 3.
My legal name is Olivia D'Ambrosio. My public name is Livy Scanlon. My wife and I own a home in the Canal District.
I speak as someone who is always misgendered, like all the time. People refer to me as sir when I prefer to be referred to as ma'am.
And the crazy part about it is, this is witchcraft, and they've gotten you jakes so far gone to the point you're fighting for this very vote of debauchery, man. You know? But it says here, in the last days, know that in the last days, perilous times shall come. It says, for men should be lovers of their own selves, covetous, boasters, proud, blasphemers, disobedient to parents, unthankful, unholy. And when you go into the word unholy, it means to, holy means to be separate. But these people are not separate from the world because they're of the world. Okay? These people are a bunch of degenerates, and they're showing their true colors, man. That's why one of the most bittersweet inventions was the internet, because as much as it's vexation, but it shows you and it reveals a lot, man. You know, like I said, you got Jake's fighting for this very talking point, to be in league with these people, man, because they figured out how to infiltrate the mind of Jake, and they play on your emotional sentiments, man. Okay, we know that Jake is a highly emotional and a reactive people. They go off emotions, how they feel. Okay, Jake don't take time to rationalize. They go off what makes them feel, because Jake focuses on always being offended at something, man. This is why you can't tell a nigga nothing. You see? But it says here, without natural affection, truce breakers, false accusers, incontinent, fierce, despisers of those that are good. Yeah, you know, and we come with the truth. They don't want to hear it, because now is a form of bigotry. Oh, y'all can't say that. But wait a minute. But you can sit up here and swing a furry dick in my daughter's face. You know what I'm saying? You can do that, and nobody gets to call that out. And then when you call it out, all of a sudden you have to be arrested. You know, or you're discriminating. You're too rough. Oh my God, you shouldn't be that way. Like, wait a minute, man. Who got the problem, me or you? This is why they want to stop this truth, man. But it says, without natural affection, truce breakers, false accusers, incontinent, fierce, despisers of those that are good. And these people are completely out their mind, man. Let's listen to some more of this, then we'll get to more precepts.
I speak as someone who is afraid to use public toilets. I speak as someone who is a member of this community and is a queer person.
You have to imagine being me and my wife, fearing that our marriage rights will be stripped away at any moment.
Please, I only have so much time. Please, Joe's gonna cut me off.
Which matters more? Covering the legal fees of systemic police brutality or protecting the lives of queer people in our community? How many lives?
Well, if you were so worried about your life, you wouldn't be engaging in that type of lifestyle, man. And the fact that you know it's wrong and you're crying out for some protection from it or for it proves that you're completely aware that your lifestyle is not accepted and it's not natural. Okay, I don't give a damn how many German philosophy books you try to go into to prove that your way of life have always been lucrative and that life have always thrived on this type of community. No, it has not. And what proves that is Genesis, the 19th chapter, when Yahweh Bashim Yahushai overthrew Sodom and Gomorrah for this very act. But when you bring that up, oh, man read that. That's just what men say. Okay, but men came up with your philosophy and doctrine too. Now what?
Lives have to be lost before you consider fighting back against fascism and corruption.
Now is the time to say that if federal money relies on the dehumanization of trans people, that we don't want your goddamn money.
I get that some of you care more about easy funding than trans lives and don't mind Nazis for some whatever reason, but
Normally I would say good evening, but through the chair I will only impart my sour grapes.
It's an extremely emotional and taxing thing to stand up here as someone as part of the trans and gender diverse community.
My name is Katie. I'm from District 5, and I'm speaking in support of agenda.
Katie, it's a whole fucking dude, man. Or whatever it is. But, you know, I find it ironic because, you know, I work around some people like this. Not very many, but a lot of them are in a closet and a lot of them embrace this. A lot of them see this as being brave. Oh, my God, you're brave. Like, this is one clown I work with, and the Most High gonna destroy him and find out that he was diagnosed with type 1 diabetes. So call Allah Yahweh Bashim Yahushai. You know what I'm saying? Lord is getting your ass, man. You know, but anyway, so this guy is a Mo. But then again, he brings his boy girlfriend. I don't know what the fuck it is. It could have been a guy at one point in time, but they probably took the, you know, the hormone blockers and the medication that, you know, which they prescribe to these individuals to replace the hormones and stuff like that. To pretty much, it's really sorcery because it basically switches the mind and they started to believe that they're actually something they're not. And I remember we had a presentation at our class one time, and I thought it was a female, man. I looked, I mean, it had a shape on it. And I'm calling it it because I don't know what the fuck it is, for real. I don't know if it's really a man or it could be a transformer, whatever it may be. Completely bugged out, right? So this dude is in the classroom with this person. I guess that's his person. And this dude got hips, ass, titties. But when you look in the face, it looked like a dude, kind of. So back in my mind, I'm assuming that this is a man that pretty much is going through the changes, or a woman that's going through the changes. I don't know. It's kind of strange. But regardless of it, if it's a dude going through the changes to be a woman to fit this Mo's narrative, then in the back of my mind, I'm like, nigga, once you just get a fucking woman, clearly you still have some man in you because you want to deal with something that look like a woman. But it's totally demonic, and people don't question these mindsets, and they turn a blind eye to it, and these people are elevated. You know what I'm saying? And then these people oftentimes spearhead the ship, not seeing the instability in these people's minds, man. I'm like, what kind of demon is this? You know what I'm saying? And these are the people who they set up as leadership and making the decisions and running departments, but yet this dude can't even figure out whether he wants to be with a fucking man or a woman. So it's kind of like, damn, we're completely in a wicked ass world, man. All right, and that's what we're going into here. So it says here, traitors, heady, high-minded, they're very proud. It says lovers of pleasure more than lovers of the Most High. And then some of them will complain that they will compelled to believe in Yahweh Bashim. Oh, I believe in God and Jesus Christ. That's my guy. He knows my heart. Well, your heart says you wicked, bro. But it says having a form of godliness, but denying the power thereof, from such turn away. Okay, so you gotta avoid these people, man. All right, because they're clearly not upright in the spirit. You know, and this is why, hey, brothers, Yahweh Bashim, Yahweh Shai can't come fast enough. All right, it's the book of 2 Peter 2, and I'm gonna start at verses Salakia 2, and I'm gonna start at verses 4. It says, for if Yahweh spared not the angels that sinned, but cast them down to hell and delivered them into the chains of darkness to be reserved unto judgment. That's talking about the Israelites, man. Okay, those angels cast down to hell, which represents these bodies. That's talking about us. We're facing judgment. Okay, and it proves that it's talking about earth, because for one thing, when you go into the book of Ecclesiastes, it tells us that I saw the place under the sun and judgment was there. And what's under the sun? The earth. All right. It says here, and delivered them into chains of darkness to be reserved into judgment, because a lot of you jakes are going to get the missiles, man, including these people. Then it says, and spare not the old world, but save Noah, the eighth person, a preacher of righteousness, bringing in the flood upon the world of the ungodly, because we're in that ungodly generation now. Okay, like I always like to equate and parallel, like the scriptures deals with parallel. So if you look at this fourth generation now, this is the same generation that was on the scene during the time of Yahweh Shai, and also this is the same generation that was back before the flood. And this is why the destruction is coming, because those same spirits have been reincarnated back into the planet Earth to receive judgment. And it says, and turning the cities of Sodom and Gomorrah into ashes, condemn them with an overthrow, making them an example unto those that after shall live ungodly. So that story is written and it played out the way it played out, so it can be a warning and an example to these demons and really the people of our nation. Okay, and just you people too, man, because you people supposed to be abiding by the commandments as well, you know, but you don't. You know what I'm saying? But it says here, and turning the cities of Sodom and Gomorrah into ashes, condemn them with an overthrow, making them an example unto those that after shall live ungodly, man. Okay, so what happened then when the Most High rained fire and brimstone on the cities of Sodom and Gomorrah and Zoar, and I believe it was 2 other cities. I always forget the other 2. But this is an example, okay? And this is why nuclear World War III would be a fitting judgment for this coming society, man. Okay, because the Lord has to destroy it. And it says, and delivered just Lot, vexed with the filthy conversation of the wicked. And the conversation goes into their actions, their deeds, man. Okay, it's more than just talking points. You know, it's actually what they did. And it says, for that righteous man dwelling among them, and seeing and hearing, vexed his righteous soul from day to day with their unlawful deeds, man. All right, and this is the spirit we come in. We come in the spirit of Lot. Okay, which Lot was referred to as a righteous soul. He was a righteous man. All right, so let's go here, play a little bit more, and we'll end it.
Items 10B and 14B. Right now in our country, Trump is threatening the trans and gender diverse community.
noticing people here are trying to control the rights of others, and that's
We got
not
the
right.
kid.
We should make Worcester a sanctuary city for trans people. Everybody deserves to feel safe, and everybody needs to feel safe. I've lived here for 4 years, and there hasn't really been any changes in how people feel safe in the city. My birthday is this Saturday, and all I want is peace and for you to vote yes. Please don't let me down for my birthday. There's a lot of queer people that I love, and to Candy Carlson, you should know to never call someone it's...
See, they even target the kids, man. You know, like when you go into Wisdom of Solomon, it goes into the most odious works of witchcrafts, and that they've sacrificed kids, and, you know, they worship different gods upon certain altars of Baal, man. It's the same thing going on today, you know, but yet people turn a blind eye to it because they're totally immersed in wickedness. But it says, for the Lord knoweth how to deliver the godly out of temptations and to preserve the unjust unto the day of judgment to be punished. All right. So it's going to come a time that people are going to actually be pretty much just flat out steamrolled here, because enough is enough, man. Okay, like Habakkuk said, how long would you allow me to behold grievousness and do not judge? All right.
I'm 7 and I know better. The kids are watching and we're ready to vote you out.
Oh my gosh.
Yep. So that's the one that. So let's get from here to book of Isaiah 3, and let's start at verses. Let's start at verses 7. It says, "In that day he should swear, saying, I will not be a healer, for in my house is neither bread nor clothing. Make me not a ruler of the people. But for Jerusalem is ruined and Judah is falling," right? Because Jake is prescribing to a lot of these movements, man. You got niggas out there that's screaming and shouting and kicking and biting and flipping, all because they want to embrace this type of agenda, man. Okay, when the whole point of Caribbean was the fact you're supposed to be separated from this stuff. Okay, you're the children of the Heavenly Father. And it says here, because their tongue and their doings are against Yahweh, to provoke the eyes of his glory, because you're really provoking the Most High. And it says, the show of that countenance doth witness against them, and to declare their sin is Sodom, and they hide it not. Yeah, I mean, it's out there. Okay, like it was back in the day when that type of behavior was shamed. Okay, they had something called in the closet when you was a closet momo, right? But now all of a sudden you can be out the closet, man. Okay, with a new fit on. And it says, the show of their countenance doth witness against them, and they declare their sin is Sodom and hide it not. But woe unto their soul, for they have rewarded evil unto themselves. So say ye to the righteous that it should be well with him, for they should eat the fruit of their doings. But woe unto the wicked, it should be ill with him, for the reward of his hand should be given him. All right. So it's going to come a time that the Most High is going to bring judgment. And like we always mention, there's going to be a plague of death that's going to sweep across the nation of America, of Babylon the Great, man. You watch. And with that, all praises and glory and honor is due to Yahweh Bashim Yahweh Shai. Lord's will, you were edified. To the next lesson. Shalom.